This is NBC6 News Now.
All right, it is a holiday. You can expect pretty much everything, though, to be open this Memorial Day. Only schools, government offices, most banks, and Costco will be closed. All other grocery stores and pharmacies will remain open. Now, if you haven't made any plans just yet, make sure you take note of this. It is still free to enter Florida state parks. You have until May 28th to take advantage. For a full list of memorial events, head to our website, NBC6.com. And a reminder, the Florida Highway Patrol will be out in full force this Memorial Day. They will be staffed up with extra state troopers as over 2 million people are expected on our roadways. FHP says it'll be focused on speeders, aggressive drivers, and those impaired by drugs or alcohol. Also, AAA will be offering its Tow to Go program until tomorrow. Drivers will take you and your car to a safe location within a 10-mile radius. You can call the number on your screen to take advantage of that service. It is free. It's available both to AAA members and non-members as well. All right, let's take a look outside over downtown Miami this morning. Many boaters expected to be out on the water when the sun comes up. The sun is up, but when it starts to heat up a little more, and local marine authorities, they're also preparing for the busy day. As always, they want you to keep safety in mind.
Know what's going on around you and around your boat at all times. Operator inattention is one of the leading causes of accidents in the water.
And Miami-Dade Fire Rescue also sending out these important reminders.
Make sure that you have enough life jackets for everyone, that your flares are not expired, that you have a signaling device, and that you have your GPS and your VHFs are functioning.
And make sure to designate an operator who will not be drinking. Stay safe out there if you're on the water. All right, shifting gears now. A Miami police officer opens fire during a confrontation during a music festival in downtown Miami. This morning, we're learning this all happened after investigators say that officer was hit by a car. NBC6's Daniela Cotto joining us live from Bayfront Park, where this all went down. Daniela, what do we know this morning?
Well, Shanae, this all happened right here at Bayfront Park near Northeast 2nd Street along Biscayne Boulevard. In about a couple of hours now, we saw some police cars roaming around and blocking off part of Biscayne Boulevard. The incident happened during the Best of the Best festival. For those who don't know, it's actually known as the largest Caribbean music festival in North America. There were more than 10,000 people in attendance right here in downtown Miami. Now, according to Miami police, an officer was directing traffic for the event when a car made contact with the officer just after 7 last night. That's when the officer fired shots at the car, hitting the driver.
I heard 3 shots, pow, pow, pow. And then we was walking to leave, and the cop said, "You can't go this way." And I said, "Why?" He said it was a crime scene.
Now, it's unclear if there was an exchange of gunfire, but police say they are actively investigating.
We do know that there was physical contact between the officer and the vehicle that he ended up firing into. So it's too soon to tell exactly what happened. We're still reviewing a lot of that footage.
Now, both the officer and the driver were taken to the hospital. The officer is believed to have minor injuries. The person shot, according to the assistant police chief, underwent surgery. Police would not say if more people were inside the car when the shots were fired. Now, of course, this remains under investigation, and the identities of all of those involved has not yet been released. For now, reporting live at Bayfront Park, Daniela Cotto, NBC6 News.
Okay, Daniela, thank you. Let's take a look outside over I-595 right now. This Monday morning, a very different scene than we saw yesterday. Roads are open now after a fiery crash involving a tanker truck and a Broward County bus. Take a look at the scene here. This is why the roadways were shut down. Now, according to FHP, at around 10 a.m. yesterday, a gasoline tanker was traveling westbound on I-595 just east of Southwest 136th Avenue when it sideswiped a disabled and unoccupied Broward County transit bus parked on the left shoulder. That impact sent the tanker into the median where it hit a wall, causing that massive, scary fire.
Driving over here in 595 West going to Weston, and we saw a big flame going up on the air. It was so crazy.
There's some toxic fumes coming. Thankfully I had my towel, so I had to breathe through the towel for a while.
Well, FHP says the driver of the tanker was taken to the hospital to be treated for minor burns. The bus driver, however, was not harmed. Well, this morning, we are learning more about a deadly crash involving several cars on I-95 in Pompano Beach. It happened early Saturday on the southbound lanes of I-95 near Cypress Creek Road. Florida Highway Patrol says a Tesla hit a black Sprinter van at a high rate of speed. That Sprinter van rolled over and the driver was ejected. Unfortunately, that driver died there on scene. FHP is not releasing the name of the victim at this time, but they are still investigating this crash. And over in Oakland Park, look at this. Oh, my goodness. A Wendy's dining room turning into a drive-through itself after an SUV slammed through it Sunday morning. The crash, as you can clearly see here, left behind extensive damage. Now, according to a city spokesperson, the driver was a Wendy's employee. NBC6 reporter Lorena Inclán describes the scene.
There's now a gaping hole where this Wendy's dining room used to be. The aftermath of the crash left debris scattered everywhere. Yellow caution tape now surrounds the business.
It was horrific. I mean, the sound was horrible, and it was a thunderous crash. She appeared to miss the turn.
According to Oakland Park Fire Rescue, the crash happened just after 8:15 a.m. Sunday at the Wendy's on East Commercial Boulevard near Northeast 11th Avenue in Oakland Park. The fast food restaurant was serving breakfast when a black Toyota SUV drove right into the building.
Fortunately, there were no patrons inside yet. The only injury was to the driver of the vehicle, minor injuries at this time.
Now the restaurant will need extensive repairs.
There's so much traffic going on, it's a little scary out here sometimes.
It's unclear what led to the crash. Investigators have not released the name of the person driving, but according to the city of Oakland Park, a Wendy's employee was behind the wheel.
Now to a live look at our nation's capital this morning as President Trump pushes back on his tariffs on the European Union. He's pushing it back until July. Well, the 50% tariffs were set to go in effect in less than a week, but it has been postponed, as we mentioned, until July. Well, the president said that it was really tough to discuss trade with the EU. Negotiations were difficult, and he said they were going nowhere. But just yesterday, the president said the EU was getting serious about negotiations, so he extended it until July 9th. All right, our Florida Panthers just one win away from punching their ticket to the Stanley Cup final after a dominating 6-2 win over the Hurricanes. Matthew Tkachuk says they're ready for Game 4 tonight with Alexander Barkov leading the way.
That's the stuff that fires us up the most is the little battles, the little stick lifts, the one-on-one.
All right, the whole team focused on getting that sweep. Weather's next.
First Alert weather on NBC6, South Florida's most accurate. Here's meteorologist Chelsea Ambrose.
Well, it is a muggy start this morning with a couple of showers around, a little different than our Saturday and Sunday to kick off our Memorial Day. Feel like conditions 88 this morning in Miami, 90 in Fort Lauderdale and Key West. So it is hot, it is toasty out there, but if you are in some of those rain showers, it will help break up some of the heat. But with our temperatures not cooling off this morning, Miami only fell to 81. That ties the record for a warm, low temperature today. Now, some of those showers that might come in late tonight, maybe close to the midnight time frame even, might drop our temperatures a little bit, but for now we are breaking records for the morning. Fort Lauderdale only fell to 82. Current record for today's date for a warm morning temperature is 79. Both Miami and Fort Lauderdale set that back in 1998. Key West last year, but we are breaking that record again so far with a low temperature only 83 in Key West. Now today we go back near 90. Feel like conditions going to be close to 100. So it already feels like 88 in Miami. We'll see those clouds and any showers out there early kind of fizzle out, and maybe one or two more try and fire up for the second half of the day. But I think most of the rain for the rest of our afternoon turns inland and away from the beachfront. So overall rain chances are still low across the area. Again, high around 90. The winds out of the southeast are giving us that moderate rip current danger. So again, we will have some yellow flags or orange flags posted around the beachfronts for maybe a little bit of chop, but overall not bad. You can see the live picture, or at least the picture from this morning over Fort Lauderdale, where we do have a little bit of a current, but not much across the area. And so, like I mentioned, 90 today with some passing showers, feeling like 100, but tonight is going to be another night where we stay near 80 degrees, and we'll see some rain back in our forecast by tomorrow morning as well. So first thing this morning, we've had some showers out there. A lot of the heavy rain that's been around the Hialeah, Miami Springs area has fizzled out. It's moving from south to north. We've had a couple of heavier showers, Coral Springs towards Parkland, Pompano seeing some light rain, and then a couple of showers, Sunrise, even down towards Miramar, a shower or two around. Not a ton of rain left for the morning, but a couple of showers are still possible on the sea breeze. As temperatures warm up, the chances for rain turn inland, but no severe weather is anticipated for today. Severe weather stays closer to the front that's stalled in these low pressure centers closer to the Red River Valley and along the dry line. That's where we could see some elevated activity today into Texas, Oklahoma, over towards the Mississippi River Valley and the southeast. But for us, just general run-of-the-mill downpour is possible, but watch what happens as we head into the afternoon. Most of the rain, like I mentioned, turns inland. We'll see that chance staying into the Everglades, so not a ton of rain is expected for the metro areas, but as storms fire up, we could see maybe one or two more of these showers drift into our far western areas as we head into the evening. But for the last couple of days, so far the sea breeze has held on long enough that the showers have rained themselves out, mainly out of our western suburbs. But like I mentioned, overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, a couple of showers start up and then we'll see them fill in. It's that time of year that the sea breeze does trigger morning activity along most of the areas, and then we'll see that kind of fizzle out, turn inland into the Everglades for the second half of the day. So if we start out the day tomorrow with rain, we won't end the day with rain. You can see that here on Future Tracker. Same thing Wednesday, sea breeze brings in morning activity, and then heading into the afternoon, we see a lot of that becoming a little bit more hit or miss. Although each day getting closer to next weekend, we start to elevate the rain chances a little bit more. You can see we go from just about a 30% spotty shower the next couple of days, increasing that rain for Friday, Saturday, but temperatures don't change. We stay near 90.